Ahoy there, YouTube. It's been a while. I apologize. Been pretty busy with a bunch of projects. I'll kind of catch you up at the end of this video with what's been going on behind the scenes and some exciting things that I'm working on. But for now, let me just introduce you guys to a new project I picked up a little while back. This is an 87 Toyota Tercel SR5 I picked up actually earlier this year, shortly before I got my Model A. And probably needs rear shocks in the back, as you guys can probably tell, along with there's a little bit of crust, but this car actually has some of our, I guess you'd say, club or community history. This car was actually owned by somebody on the Tercel four-wheel drive forum called 83 Toyo Beater. He did a swap on this. You can maybe see a little hole in the hood right there, so we'll talk about the swap in a bit. And then this car actually went to my friend Alex with Too Many Toyotas here on YouTube. He owned the car for, I want to say, about a year. He got it for free, actually, out of Traverse City, Michigan. And it's currently now in Grand Rapids, where I live. And yeah, he sold it to a guy. It kind of sat around for a long time, got in not the best shape from sitting, but we're going to get that taken care of. And here it is. It's got 203,000 miles on it, so lower mileage. There's no radio, but there is an oil pressure gauge and some wiring, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Interior overall doesn't look great, but I think with the good degrease and cleaning and stuff like that, with some floor mats, we could really make this actually come back around quite a bit. This door handle doesn't work. This one does. Let's see. Let's go back over here. This is locked. I got the key in the ignition, so it's got a little bit of a DIY window tint job. That's a little bit broken right there. Looks like this window or this door handle does work. It's a little bit gummy, but also we have a shifter boot. There's the missing trim and missing some stuff. Like I said, little things here and there. We're gonna get that stuff kind of taken care of in time, but all in all, the interior is not bad. I mean, it's missing a panel with their brake light cover and stuff like that, but a majority of everything looks presentable, in my opinion, for what this car is. I think this door handle's not great shape. We got some previous owners' work and receipts, and well, there's some other stuff down there. Glove box has something interesting. It's a computer. So I guess let's go ahead and do the big surprise, even though it's not that big. But this car has been swapped to not a GE, but a 4A FE. So this is a 4A FE out of, I want to say it was like a 93 or something like that, Geoprism. These make like 109 horsepower, 107 horsepower, somewhere there, around there. So not much less than a 4A GE. Looks like we're running the factory alternator, factory power steering pump. Things might be a little bit wonky inside of here, but it is fitting. It's got a massive radiator and a bit of an interesting cooling system, but yeah, this poor car has probably seen some better days, sadly. The hole in the hood I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. I didn't build the car. And so we're missing a J-hook for the battery, and this battery is probably 10 years old at this point, so it's probably no good, but we're going to go ahead and monkey with this car. We're going to try to get it running. Supposedly the fuel pump is bad, but I cannot verify any of that yet because I've done absolutely nothing to this car in the last 6 months. It's been sitting for quite a while. I got some other projects that I've been working on, and one's right there. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, here she is. A couple of busted headlights and other various little issues, but all in all, hopefully she'll be a pretty good runner, but we'll figure that out together. Yeah, not a bad looking car. I think 100 horsepower on one of these things would be an absolute rocket. So we're going to try this on for size, see how we like it. I do plan on potentially doing a 4AF with the non-injection. One of my friends is working on a method with a non-fuel injection, I should say. One of my friends is working on a method that would allow us to bypass the distributor. So if that all pans out, I think it's going to be a route I go in the future with one of these. So I think that'd be pretty fun. Yeah, overall, the car's not in bad shape. It sat in basically downtown Grand Rapids on the side of the road for about 3 years. So it unfortunately suffered a little bit of rot. Looks like it's been sideswiped. Various door dings, things like that. But when Alex had the car, it was completely rust-free. It was a very clean car. I believe this spent most of its life in Arizona. It came up to Traverse City in like 2015, 2016, and hasn't been on the road. It was last titled in 2021, but I believe he hasn't driven it since 2020. So yeah, looks like there's a little amp over here for the rear speakers. I don't really know what's going on with all that. We got an extra like fuel injector rail or something right here, and maybe a couple of harnesses and a bag that is since disintegrated. But yeah, First things first, we should probably verify the fuel pump is good or not. Change it if it is bad. Figure out what all's going on. See if we can get it to turn over. Then after that, we'll focus on draining the gas, changing the oil, checking the transmission fluid, stuff like that. We'll kind of give it a good once over before we start driving it. Maybe check the brakes out. I'm not going to try to fully rebuild this car, restore this car, anything I don't believe. I don't know if it's going to hang out with me long term or if it's just going to kind of be a project through the winter that'll pass off in the spring. Really don't know. I got a lot of things going on, stuff that I'd kind of would rather focus more of my attention on recently that I've picked up that's in really good shape. So anyway, let's pull this thing in the garage, start wrenching. Well, can't have dirty garbage. This is certainly one of the concoctions of all time to clean this paint off. Okay, well, Bad News Brown is officially in the garage. And still dripping wet, but it already looks so much nicer. You think there's some shine and stuff in the paint again, but it was so dirty. That stuff that was coming off it was basically mud water. But now I'm gonna go ahead and actually clean out the interior of this thing, get some pedal pads and everything put on it. Gonna wipe the dashboard down, maybe clean the seats off a little bit because this looks real grody. And I gotta fix this door handle. So we'll try to get this door open and get that door handle on it. Happened to notice that seatbelt thing was broken when I picked the car up. Digging through the car, I found the pieces. It looks like there's a few tabs that are broken. A couple on this side. And then we got one down or up. Yeah, one over here. Or over here, one's broken. I don't know. It's all broken into pieces. So I was like, well, the door handle doesn't work. So I figured I'd reach in and grab it from the inside. That doesn't do anything. Oh, now I'm in a bit of a predicament where I don't know how to get this door open. I'm thinking the child safety lock may potentially be on, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's unlocking anything. I put quite a bit of weight against it. So that's fun. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this open. I mean, I could do this through the front, but I also really don't want to. So it's time to do some digging in this door, see how I can get this thing out of here. All right, well, I did get this door open. Not really proud of how I did it, but I basically came in here and pulled all the screws out to get the door handle off and kind of poorly pried on the back of that door panel. And then from there, I was able to actuate the latch. It was broken off from the door handle, so I just kind of took the door handle and ripped it off. And then from there, I pushed the panel down, which in a way, I probably should have done that first without taking this all apart, but it did have to come apart anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I have another used handle right here off of a parts car. So I'm going to go throw this on. And then I probably should do the other door handles too, because that one, I don't think that one works very well, and that one's really sticky, or maybe they're both sticky. So I'm going to probably go ahead and do all the door handles after this. So before I get to doing that other door handle over there, I kind of figured, hey, I should check the other doors. This one right here, it opens, it's a bit sticky. There's a million ways you could do these, a million ways you can grease this. Everybody's method is always correct, just ask them. But this is what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this upper piece off right here, just with a flathead screwdriver. There's 4 or 5 little metal tabs that hold them in place, all on this top. There is a small Phillips screw in this handle here. There's a small Phillips screw in this cutout here. All right. And a small one right there. the inner part of the handle. Now, in order to get these crank handles off, they do make specialty tools for this, but I usually just find where the metal ring is by kind of pushing up on this door handle. Man, it's really hard to see because these newer style door panels are fabric. Yeah, that clip was not the original style clip. Unless the 87 and 88s use a different clip, I have never seen whatever the heck that is. So we're going to replace it with the correct one later. All right, so there's usually a little cutout near the bottom you can kind of fit your fingers in. It's kind of hard to explain it, but usually near the rear of the door, there's a spot you can fit your fingers in, and there's just tabs all on the sides. Kind of slowly run your hands up and down it. Should be able to feel it. These clips are available on eBay, fairly inexpensive if they do happen to break or fall out, which they do. And, well, that's most of everything. There's the door handle underneath here. Gonna go ahead and just blast it all along both sides of the hinge. So all I did was just spray them with a coat of white lithium. This is just some cheap white lithium I think I picked up at AutoZone or something like that. And, way nicer. And look at that. When it's still a little bit sticky, that seal in there's a little bit dry. I just kind of looped it up a little bit, but that is working better than it has in a long time. So time to do the same. This one's not got a lot of grab. It moves okay, but time to do the same to this one. Oop, I only missed a little bit there, it's fine. Look at that. Like a brand new car. Well, not even close to a brand new car, but you know what? All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and actually throw my rando battery in here. It's been on the trickle charger for a day now. So I think in theory, it should have enough juice to make something happen. I was told the fuel pump went bad in this car in like 2020. I don't know where the fuel pump is. Suppose it's like a Walbro 255 pump. So I'm gonna have to just kind of throw a battery in it, give it power, and just kind of see what happens. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and find where the fuel pump is. Well, that other battery was giving me absolutely zero life. So I took a battery out of one of my other cars. And what's on a trickle charger, just want to maintain some juice. And I'm just going to hop inside and kind of just see what happens. Okay. Let's see. We got lightage. Interior lights work. They're a little dim, but they work. I'm looking at the garage wall right now. It looks like the brake lights work. The third brake light's not doing anything. Well, you can't see that now, but all right, let's go ahead and just see what happens. Oof, yeah, it's got nice crud in it. All right. Oh, it smells like mouse pee now. I should have done that. We got nothing going on with the thing. Got a red light here. I'm guessing that's a good sign. Oh. That's how you start it. Doesn't sound like it's cranking right. I don't hear a fuel pump running either, but I also, you know, don't know exactly where the fuel pump is. Man, this interior smells not great now that I did turn that blower on, but we'll get that taken care of later. Sounds like it's just spinning just the crank, like I've got no compression. Oh. I can feel a belt in here. Yep. That might be the reason why. Well, I guess I get to do a timing belt on this thing now, so that's fun. Well, for now, I guess let's go ahead and check out the fuel pump. I'm gonna have to get this ordered up. That's super unfortunate, but yeah, you'll have that. It's been an old car, it's been sitting for a while. Not super surprising, sadly. You just found the pump. It's literally right there. You can kind of see it zip tied to the bottom of this AC hose. So, looks like there's a line running to it. That's probably running to the engine. Yep. So where is the power and the ground wires? That's what we got to figure out. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull some of this stuff off of here, see if I can't get easier access to this. We'll force 12 volts to it from the battery, which will be really easy to do. And if it works, well, we know we got an issue somewhere else. If it doesn't, we know we got an issue with the actual pump itself. So let's get taking some stuff off. Oh, that's actually not the fuel pump at all. That's the fuel filter. Dang it. I thought I got really lucky. Well, I was wrong. That's actually the fuel filter. The fuel pump is a little bit behind it. I think, I don't know if this even comes off. It does, yay. The wiring to this is not cool. That's the ground right there to the fuel pump. No wonder this thing went bad. That is on the negative. So, potentially time for a fire. Potentially time for a pump to live. I have a feeling it's probably not because the ground is literally hooked up to that and it's all frayed. So, a crappy ground like that is going to cause this pump to burn up. Ground, connected, power. Yep, it's working. So, that means one of two things. We got an issue somewhere with the wiring, or we have an issue with the ignition switch, or something in relation to that. Something is not giving it signal to get power. So, well, hate to say it, but I think that's going to wrap it up for me for this video. We'll have to figure out why we're not getting power to the fuel pump, or maybe just ground is really all it needs. It just might need a better ground. And I obviously I need a timing belt, so I'm going to go ahead and order a timing belt kit and play around with the fuel pump wiring a little bit later on in the next video. So hopefully it's something simple. Hopefully I can get her back to life here pretty soon and get her ripping around the road. I don't know if she's going to be a long-term project or not. I may just kind of get her going and then pass her along to somebody else that will love her and give her the last little bit she needs. But at least we got all the door handles working. Off camera, I'm going to clean the interior out really good, put some nice floor mats down, stuff like that. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the word spot. This is my first time playing around with a vehicle over 100 horsepower in a while. I mean, not really, but technically true. So, yeah, really appreciate you guys watching. Any questions, comments, notes, anything like that, leave them down in the word spot. If you got any tips or tricks for me to do a little bit of better wiring or whatever to this fuel pump, that would be great. I'd love to hear it. And that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Adios.